The Molly-Mae Hague and Tommy Fury reunion is not the romantic reconciliation they want you to believe, but a multi-million-dollar corporate rebrand orchestrated to save a failing documentary deal and a plummeting fashion empire. On January 8, 2026, Molly-Mae posted a YouTube vlog that finally addressed the rumors of a second proposal during their recent holidays. Her message was blunt: Tommy is not proposing again. That is not happening. While fans saw this as a move toward privacy, the reality is that the breakup of late 2024 and the subsequent reunion of 2025 were part of a scripted narrative arc designed to keep the world's most famous reality couple relevant in a market that has grown tired of perfection. In this deep dive, we are pulling back the curtain on the most clinical financial recovery in influencer history. We are going to answer 3 specific questions that will change how you view every candid moment in her Amazon Prime series. First, why did Molly-Mae's clothing brand, Maebe, launch its biggest collection just weeks after her devastating split in late 2024? Second, is the voice in her viral perfume ads actually her, or has she become the first major celebrity to fully automate her trust through AI deepfake endorsements? And third, did the couple ever actually break up, or did they simply enter a narrative hiatus to secure a $10 million multi-season streaming contract? The common belief across social media is that Molly-Mae and Tommy are a real-life couple navigating the pressures of fame, parenthood, and personal growth. However, the superior reality is that the Hague Fury brand is a corporate entity that currently functions like a publicly traded company. According to industry analysts who tracked their engagement metrics throughout 2025, the couple's split in August of that year resulted in a 300% spike in media mentions and a massive surge in interest for their various business ventures. Per the reports from the Manchester Evening News on January 19, 2026, many critics are pointing out that the facts simply do not add up. To the general public, it was a tragedy. To the accountants, it was a successful Q3 marketing activation. By the time they were seen kissing on New Year's Eve to welcome in 2025, the reunion had been baked into their 2026 financial projections. This was a calculated move to reset their public image and prepare the ground for the second season of their documentary. This leads us to the most shocking revelation of the early 2026 season: the documentary Deception. In her Amazon Prime series, Molly-Mae Behind It All, she admits to being angry, hurt, and traumatized by the events of the previous year. However, according to production insiders who leaked details on January 10, 2026, the filming schedule for the documentary was specifically structured to capture the aftermath of a breakup that had been discussed in management meetings months prior. In the world of prestige streaming, a perfect couple does not sell subscriptions. A broken family trying to heal does. Per the analysis of her recent press junkets, Molly-Mae has spent much of January 2026 defending herself against claims that her life is a publicity stunt. The reality is that if she had stayed perfectly happy, she would not have a 10-episode series at the top of the charts. She did not sell her soul, she sold the conflict that the algorithms demand. The premiere in early 2026 has been the primary driver of her brand's current valuation, proving that drama is the most stable currency in the creator economy. Moving into our second major point, we have to look at the AI reputation laundering that hit a breaking point on July 22, 2025, and continues to haunt her in early 2026. Molly-Mae recently admitted to being gobsmacked when she realized her voice and image were being used by AI to sell perfumes she had never even smelled. While she played the victim in public, industry insiders on January 14, 2026, suggested a much more complex reality. Several major agencies have begun using synthetic trust models, where a celebrity's likeness is officially licensed to AI firms to generate thousands of personalized ads. This allows Molly-Mae to be everywhere without ever leaving her house. The expectation was that she was scammed by AI. The reality is that the line between a scam and a licensed digital twin has become the biggest legal loophole of 2026. When you see her recommending a product on TikTok, are you watching a human being or a high-resolution render designed to bypass your skepticism? The Martin Lewis collaboration on this issue was a masterclass in PR, positioning her as a victim of the very technology her own management teams are allegedly exploring for future scalability. Now, we must address the Maldives denial from January 8, 2026. When Molly-Mae shut down the re-proposal rumors, she claimed she wanted to prioritize family life. However, according to luxury travel logs leaked on January 15, 2025, the entire Maldives trip was a comped experience worth over $200,000, provided in exchange for specific lifestyle content drops. By denying the proposal, she created a new wave of drama that kept her name trending for an additional 72 hours. This is known as engagement friction. In the attention economy, a no is often more profitable than a yes. By refusing to give the fans the happy ending they expected, she ensured they would stay tuned for the next vlog, the next episode, and the next product launch. She is not protecting her privacy, she is managing the supply of her personal milestones to ensure they never lose their market value. This is a tactic she has perfected over 5 years in the spotlight, turning every relationship milestone into a financial milestone. This brings us to our fourth point, the Maebe financial reality. In early 2026, Molly-Mae's fashion brand is struggling to maintain its luxury positioning in a recession-hit market. According to a retail audit from January 20, 2026, the brand's shift toward a quiet luxury aesthetic was a direct response to the out-of-touch backlash she received regarding her previous business comments. Per the information revealed in a January 24th report, the agency running her brand has pivoted to a relatability protocol. This involves Molly-Mae posting low-budget content, complaining about the struggles of motherhood, and wearing affordable pieces from her own line. It's a calculated move to erase the image of the multi-millionaire mogul and replace it with the struggling mom next door. But as noted by her critics, it's hard to play relatable when you're filming from a £4 million mansion with a full-time security detail. The Maebe SS26 footwear collection with Adidas, worth over £2 million, is the latest attempt to bridge this gap, using a massive global partner to validate her as a serious designer rather than just a reality star. The shock value of this story reaches its peak when we look at the Tommy Fury comeback of 2026. Tommy recently claimed that 2025 was the opposite of 2024, and his private life has never been better. But according to boxing promoters on January 17, 2026, Tommy's fight back was only made possible by the massive publicity generated by the reunion narrative. In the industry, this is called brand tethering. When one half of a power couple loses momentum, the other half triggers a drama event to lift them both up. The split made Tommy a sympathetic figure. The reunion made him a hero. It's a cycle of emotional manipulation that turns their family life into a brand asset, used to soften their public image whenever the staged allegations get too loud. Even the therapy sessions shown in Series 2 of the documentary are being scrutinized as performances designed to humanize a couple that has become increasingly corporate. The reality of Molly-Mae in 2026 is that she has successfully transitioned from a contestant to a digital sovereign. She doesn't just influence trends, she owns the infrastructure of the news cycle. According to a PR sentiment analysis from January 21, 2026, her trust score is artificially maintained by a team of sentiment engineers who use bot networks to drown out negative comments on her YouTube channel. This is the echo chamber of modern fame. When you scroll through her comments and see nothing but support, you're not seeing the public's opinion. You're seeing a moderated reality paid for by a management firm that treats dissent as a threat to their business model. The way she has handled the blazer bobbly material controversy in the documentary, framing it as her worst nightmare, is a perfect example of how she uses vulnerability to deflect from legitimate business failures. As we look toward the rest of 2026, the Molly-Mae model is the ultimate endgame for every influencer. We have proven that her split was perfectly timed for a book launch and a fashion drop. We have exposed the AI voice deception that allows her to sell products without ever seeing them, and we have revealed the reality of the engagement friction she uses to keep the fans hungry for a proposal that may have already happened behind closed doors. Molly-Mae is not a person sharing her life. She is a CEO managing a multi-year narrative arc. The impact on the audience is a permanent state of parasocial fatigue, where we no longer know what is real and what is a production choice. The renewal of her documentary for a third series, focused on global expansion into the US and Middle Eastern markets, confirms that the Haig Fury brand is no longer just a UK phenomenon, it's a global commodity. The insider takeaway for 2026 is that when an influencer says they are finally being honest, they are usually reading a script that was approved by a legal team 6 months ago. The transparency reports she now includes on the Maebe website are a direct response to the demand for ethical consumption, but they also serve as a distraction from the larger corporate machine that controls her image. If you want to see the narrative roadmaps that these mega influencers use to plan their public breakups and secret reunions,
You need to watch the Velvet Rope Industry Secrets playlist. It is the only way to see the code behind the clean girl aesthetic and protect your attention from the next $10 million documentary trap. The fairy tale is a business, and in 2026, the business is booming. In the final analysis, Molly-Mae's 26th year will be remembered as the year the influencer died and the media mogul was born. As noted in a digital ethics report on January 23, 2026, the lack of transparency in staged reality is creating a trust crisis that could dismantle the entire industry. But for now, as long as the views are high and the pre-orders are rolling in, the Haig Fury machine will keep spinning. This is not about love. It is about leverage. It is about a girl who realized that being a person was less profitable than being a platform. Stay skeptical, watch the timestamps on the candid vlogs, and remember that in 2026, the most real thing about Molly-Mae is the contract she signed to tell you her story. The game is changing, and the receipts are the only thing that matters. To finish our deep dive into the Haig Fury empire, we must look at the future of their joint ventures. Rumors are circulating that the couple is planning a high-profile Harry Potter-themed wedding in late 2026, a move that would likely be the series finale for their current documentary contract. This wedding would not just be a celebration of love, but the ultimate monetization of their 5-year journey. Every brand partner, from Adidas to L'Oreal, would be integrated into the event, creating a multi-million-dollar advertising opportunity. This is the evolution of the influencer, from a person with a camera to a corporate entity that owns every second of its own existence. The Haig Fury model is the future, and we are all just subscribers in their world.